everybody, in this video we are going to learn the very special sound, and now let's learn how we can make the formation for this particular sounds. So today we are going to learn W sounds. The letter W, the sound is W. So let me tell you how we can make the right sound. So the thing is, our mouth should be in oval shape when we pronounce these sounds. So exactly we have to make O sounds. So the thing is, what common mistake we are making while we pronounce these sounds? So that is, we used to pronounce like what, where, like. So that is not what. So we have to give the right O sounds. So like what, where, when, watch. So right. So and moreover, we have to make the O sounds. And our mouth should be in oval shape, but one word is an exemption, so that is where. So while we pronounce where, our mouth should be in smiling shape, and we have to exactly pronounce as where. Where are you going? For rest of the words, we have to make the oval shape, right? So this is the mouth formation for this W sounds. Right? So now let's learn time to stop or sound. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not, whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, will weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we'll like it or not. So the thing is, we have to make a differentiation for weather and weather. So the thing is, here we have to make a sound for W and H, that is wet. So here we have to give only the sound to W. So that has to pronounce as what. So this is weather, this is weather. Weather, this is weather, weather, this is weather. Weather. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not, whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, will weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. So the thing is, actually it is very easy tongue twister. If the weather be fine or whether the weather be not, whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, if it is cold or if it is hot, whatever the weather, we like it or not. So that is a very simple tongue twister. So let me read once again, and you have to get practice. Yes, thrice in a day. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not, whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, will weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. So the thing is, already I have told that third is the light sound, so we have to make the right sounds for third. So right. So hope you have to get practice thrice in a day. Also, when you practice the tongue twister, your mouth muscles gets practice to pronounce the words in English. So now let's move into grammar part. So the sentence has already been learned how we can make a sentence in simple present. So for an example, I go to school regularly to learn by bus. I go to school regularly to learn by bus. So now we are going to make a question starts with WH, right? So the question starts with W and H are called WH questions, right? So now let's see how many questions we can make only this sentence, right? So the thing is, first we have to understand what is the sentence. I go to school regularly to learn by bus. Okay, so my first question is, so already I told that, so in go, so that we can split it as do plus go, right? Do plus go. So in WH question, actually the question word has to come first. So what is the question word that you are going to make first? The first what. What. So today we learn the sound W, right? So we have to pronounce exactly what. So what. So next verb has to come. What. Do. Then the subject is I. What do I? What do I do regularly? What do I do regularly? What do I do regularly? So the answer is I go to school. I go to school. So the first question is, what do I do regularly? So the answer is, I go to school. I go to school. So the answer is, I go to school. My second question is, where? 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 Next verb has to come, right? So as this is a simple present, so the verb is do. Where? Do. Where? So the question word is where. The verb is do. Where? Do. The subject is I. Where do I? Where do I go regularly? Where do I go regularly? Where do I go regularly? So the answer is yes. I go regularly to school. I go regularly to school. So this is the second question. Where do I go regularly? I go to school regularly. Okay, let's make it another question. Now question number 3. Okay, so let me start the question number 3 with why. Okay, why? The verb is do. Why do? The subject is I. Why do I? Why do I go to school regularly? Why do I go to school regularly? Why do I go to school regularly? Yes. Can you tell me the answer? Yes. I go to school regularly to learn. I go to school regularly to learn. Right? So, we have made so far 3 questions. Now, question number 4. Okay. Now, question number 4. Okay. So, the one more word is here. Regularly, right? So, what question we can make for regularly? Yes. When. Okay. So, the question is, fourth question is, when. The verb is do. When do. The subject is I. When do I go to school? When do I go to school? If you want to extend your question, you can extend. When do I go to school to learn? Else, you can simply ask, when do I go to school? When do I go to school? Yes, the answer is here. I go to school regularly. I go to school regularly. Got it? So far we have made 4 questions. Now question number 5. So far we have made the question starts with the W. So now let's make another question with H. Okay. So here the word is given by bus. By bus. So can you guess what question we can make? Right. How? So already I have told that H sound is a very relaxed sound. So we have to pronounce as ha. So how, the question word is how and the verb is do. How do, then the subject is I. How do I go to school regularly? How do I go to school regularly? How do I go to school regularly? I go to school regularly by bus. I go to school regularly by bus. Okay, now let's have a small recapitulation. So how many questions so far we have done only by this sentence? The first one is, can you tell me? Yes. What do I do? Regularly. What do I do? Regularly. Then the second question is, where do I go? Regularly. Where do I go? Regularly. So the third question is, why do I go to school? Why do I go to school? So the fourth question is, why do I go to school? Why do I go to school? And the fifth question is, how do I go to school? How do I go to school? So hope you have understood how we can make a question. So with WH, right? So in the coming 4th videos, then I'll give you many question words starts with WH. in simple present also. So it will be easy to make you, and you can know that how we can make a question in simple present with a WH question, right? So the thing is, so let me give you a small activity for you. So every day we have an activity, right? But you have to do it in your comment, like so what activity that you are doing. So for that I just give you an activity. At least you have to make 10 question board. You have to make 10 question boards with a sentence in simple present. At least you can make 5. So we can make, so far we can make, then we can make, right? So you can take 2 sentences and try to make 10 questions, or else you can take 3 sentences, or else you can just construct 3 sentences on your own in simple present, and you try to make 10 question with WH, right? And you just, I just want to see in the comment what are the questions you are able to make, right? So hope you will follow and you will do. So now this is the time for new word. Now this is the time for new word. So today the new word is long time no see. Long time no see. So this word can be used to your family members or relatives or your friends. So if you just meet them after a long period, so then you can use this word long to see you, which means after a long period or after a certain period you are just meeting him or her. So then you can use the word long time no see, right? So try to use this word in your daily life, right? So hope you like this video. If you want to follow this channel, you can subscribe our channel. Do an activity, okay? So do an activity, so that is a thing that you can speak in English quickly.